Hi, I have some new blooms on my Neofinetia. This variety is called Shoujou, and this is the first blooming for this plant. So there's only 3 buds, and now there are 2 opened and 1 is still there. And it looks also pretty, the bud, look. So these blooms came pretty late in the season for Neofinetia. Usually for me, most of them bloom in the late spring or beginning of summer. So I'm not sure if that's the this variety trait to bloom late in the summer, or it's just because it took it so long to bloom, to decide to bloom. I guess we'll see next year. And yeah, I hope that the first blooming was long waited, but once it started, hopefully it will bloom for me every year. See how pretty the blooms are. They're little pink tips on the petals and pink spur. I like this variety. That's Neofinetia Shoujou. And here's something that's coming up. So stay tuned for these blooms also. And now my purchases. I've been doing some Neofinetia shopping, and I bought these 4 new plants. And this is the one that I'm actually the most excited about. This one is called Benimusou, and it's a bean leaf variety, but notice how round the leaves are. And they have a rough texture, so they're hard and rough. And I think it's really, really cute. I wanted it for a while. This is not the variety that is found in nature. It's actually, this variety was selected from the crossing of two Neofinetia varieties, Benimusou and Kinginrasha, I think, if I remember correctly. And actually 2 variety was selected and named from that crossing. One is Omusou and the other is Benimusou. So I have Benimusou, and the difference is that on Benimusou, at the base, leaves might have some dark coloration. And Omusou would be very similar to this one, but just green. So that's my new Neofinetia Benimusou. I hope it wasn't too gnarly. And the next one is also the one that I'm pretty excited about. This one here, it's called Kishutemari. And this one has pretty normal appearance, leaves and the plant, but it's praised for its flowers. The flowers are very cute, white, with the little dark tips on the petals. And actually the buds are interesting on this one. Before opening, the buds inflate into like a balloon. So with the darker tips on the petals that you still can see on the bud, they look very cute. So I'm looking forward to blooming this one, because this one I definitely bought for the blooms. So hopefully next spring we will see those little balloons of the buds. And the third one is called Kinginrasha. I really like the appearance of the plant. You know, the leaves. I find them very graceful. And again, the texture. Look at the texture on the leaves. It's kind of rasp. That's what Russia stands for. Yeah, the leaves are rough in texture. That's how they're supposed to be. They're not dehydrated or anything. That's the trait of this Neofinetia. And another one is when it blooms, the blooms start white, but after a while they become yellow. And that's the name, Kingin. Kin is kin, and gin means silver and gold. So this plant at the same time might have two different colored flowers. Especially it looks nice when the plant grown as a large specimen, and so there's lots of spikes that open not at the same time. So some of them might be white and some yellow. Looks pretty neat. But of course I have just a small plant with one mature growth and one baby. So a long way to go until I grow it into specimen, but I'm looking forward to it anyways. And the last one I bought, this one's called Kokyu, and it's one of the varieties that have incredibly pink roots. In spring, when the roots start to come out, they're like really pink, almost neon pink. And the new growth starts very light, almost white, like a ghost leaf. And then as it matures, it darkens. So again, when this plant will become specimen, it will look really nice. So those are my new Neofinetias that I just bought last week. See, I repotted them into a nice fresh moss. But this moss will get really, really green looking really soon. And those are my blooms. Neofinetia Shoujou. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.